Yeah, BFX has been losing. They actually subbed out your GOAT.
There's 3-3, yeah.
They subbed out your GOAT.
Yeah, Vicla.
Yeah, he's actually your GOAT too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was sad to see that they started playing.
I was a heavy advocate that he was the second best mid LCK last split.
Yeah, that was. I did not believe
third
this.
best.
I did not believe this. I was fighting with Zven every day on this.
Or third best of all time.
I mean, we can make the title that Zven thinks that
Vicla
Vicla is better than Faker. Perfect.
No,
you know how my brain works.
Let's not do that.
Yeah. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 43 of the C9 Kia Forecast. We are here after our banger games against Sentinels. It got a little bit close there. Here with Zven and Vulcan, as always, and we're going to break down all the games and just talk about some league around the world, so it'll be a little bit different this time. Also, we have subtitles in a bunch of different languages, so if you need subtitles, click the button below, and don't forget to subscribe for more C9 Kia content. Okay, so let's go into...
Crazy PR voice, no?
That was good.
PR voice?
Yeah. The content creator voice.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Just pretty
Put
much.
a mic in front of him and he switches that shit on.
Yeah. Whatever, man. It is what it is. All right, so let's just talk about the game. So we had game one. That was a kind of like a slow game. I felt like it was a pretty uncomfortable game. I don't know how you guys felt, but we had like Pantheon Bard. We wanted to play like some more of like a side lane game. They have Ashe Seraphine, really OP comp right now, and they had Galio mid, and it felt like kind of hard for us to play the map. Like we didn't feel like we were getting as much as we wanted. We had to give the first two Drakes. Tell me a little bit about that game and like your experiences in it.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really know how to crack the game because they were just like not doing much, but like pushing minions and going to Drake. And with our comp, it didn't feel like we could fight them, like straight looking at them, they look at us kind of thing. And I think bot, we probably should have played more aggressive. But like junglers were pathing opposite sides, if I'm recalling correctly.
Yeah.
So we were like a bit scared of playing too aggro into Ashe Seraphine because it can be pretty punishing.
Yeah, in Scrims, normally we would fist fight early game, try to play for push, and then if it gets volatile, Pantheon can be there, and we can fight together. We're strong in like a gang situation without CC chain. But in this game, we pathed opposite, so we gave too much, I think, and ended up being bad for us.
Yeah.
I also think we should like win lane more in mid and lose less in bot lane, and then we'll be able to like contest the Drakes or get something going somewhere else.
They lose a wave or something.
Yeah.
They stack on Drake.
But we lost lane bot, and it was even farming, which I think we maybe shouldn't be early game. And then we just lost every Drake.
Yeah,
like
Jarvan ganked mid at like level 3 from top side.
Yeah.
So it's like, like lost some of like his ability to like really fist the guy, and then he didn't want to play aggressively when he had no flash.
Their losing lane, and we didn't neutralize our losing lane, so they had like a lot of pressure in the early game. So it felt hard. They was doing Drakes and nothing else was happening. Yorick wasn't like diveable or anything. So
I was wondering if
Drake, and that was it.
I have to look back at it obviously as well, but I was wondering if there was timers where we could like just Pantheon ult the Yorick because he was still like playing the game, you know, and he was sitting in lane like 60% HP, and I felt like maybe we were over respecting Galio ult because I mean later on it's like if Galio ults, just like walk away. It's like nice.
If you have flash on,
then
it's usually
when we play like Bard Pantheon, we're able to like play a lane and then at some point get Ashe's flash or his ghost, and then Pantheon just ults behind him, W's him, I didn't W him, he's just gonna die, right? And you get like something going from that. But in this game it was like very slow. Ashe had sums the whole game, nothing was happening. They just did Drake as a former unit we couldn't.
I mean, we got
fight.
Pretty lucky in this game, I would say, a couple times. Like
for sure, yeah.
I mean, one was you stole a grub, which was kind of nice. Like
it
was
nice.
like
I usually never do that, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna click on this grub and
you
see
just
what
like had a
happens.
feeling. You're like,
yeah,
he might mess it up. So we got a grub like that, and then later on, we ended up fighting. We gave third Drake, ended up getting to soul point. We were winning the fight. Then we kind of like griefed the fight, playing too aggressively. And then they should have had free soul, and we sold it with Orianna QW.
True. So I think if you realized earlier that they only have one guy that deals damage, Ashe, and it's really hard for Ashe to like hit anyone. He can't hit like Orianna. He can't like go on anyone. So we just play range. Orianna walks forward. If John EQs Orianna, and the guy ults, they're gonna fucking die, right? Like now it's on 1v9. So I felt like we didn't play well on our range until later in the game. When we realized like they're kind of useless, all the champs.
Yeah, like Galio, Yorick, like walking up to the Drake fight.
They have no real carry, right?
They don't have a standoff champ. That's why when they locked in Galio, I was like, this game is going to be very easy because it's very hard for Ashe to like 1v5 a standoff. They just have to send it on us.
They need like a different champ in mid or top, I think, to play.
But then we were standing at this like soul fight and nothing was going on, and I was a bit confused. I was like going off to Martyr Galio, which should be good for us because if your Bard is matching their mid laner, surely like on the other side someone.
I think I ulted too early in this fight, and it was like not great.
Yeah, I mean, it was tough. Like, it looked like the initial part of it was winning because we were just hitting Yorick for free. We chunked him. Galio was forced to ult him, and it looked really good. Yeah,
You mean
Nar TP'd in with
Yeah,
I
Stone
think
York
Shield.
and Nor like started fighting. Yeah.
Yeah, he like jumped over the wall and he
Yeah,
was just
yeah.
like fisting them completely. He was like 1v3ing them practically. And then we tried to like really win the fight.
Yeah.
And then Nar flash ulted, Ash flashed it, Pantheon ulted in. He was only like 40%. He died. And somehow it turned like really bad. But luckily Ian had us on the Drake. So
Yeah,
that was
I'm not
nice.
sure if we lose if they get Cloud Soul, but it'll definitely be a harder game.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, this is, like
Cloud Soul isn't crazy on their champs. Like
that's what we were talking about too.
like Galio, Jarvan, and Yorick are all like.
It's only like Ash can maybe space glide if she uses
Yeah.
arrow, but it's like she doesn't want to use it like
even at
that.
that point, he was not doing any damage to anyone. So it's like
Mhm.
Ash still can't like hit Orianna or anything.
She's not
So
gonna
Yeah,
juke QW from Ori if she's hitting
Yeah,
Ori,
yeah.
even if she has some speed. So
Yeah. Oh, we ended up winning that game. So started off 1-0. Then we had game 2. That game was like looking pretty easy for us. I felt like the early game was much more smooth. Like everyone kind of
not from
Speak for
you're
yourself.
speaking to the wrong guys.
yeah,
maybe for
yeah,
that.
maybe not for you guys. For the other side, like it was looking pretty good. Like mid jungle won like a 2v2.
yeah, Blabber was playing really well in
Yeah.
that game.
It felt like he was like really running the game. Like he was very confident on what he wanted to do
Mhm.
in the game. There was a time where he made a really aggressive call to kill Skarner, and everyone was like, "Whoa!" Like this guy's locked in because we were like, "Oh, Skarner's walking up to us. Do we really want to like go on him?" And he's like, "No, kill this guy, kill this guy. He's hinting, he's hinting."
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
That was
so
decisive.
Yeah, I think the only time that like made the game hard was like when you play against Kill Nivea, you need help at some point, right? To
Mhm.
like get some breathing room. But on the timing, we wanted to kill Nivea. I think he was hinting really hard, the
Mhm.
Nivea. But I went like a little bit too far and I had like an all attack in the
yeah,
air.
because Sejuani was behind, so
But
you're
if I
just
take-
trying to like keep
If I
him
take like
interested.
one less damage there and Nivea dies, it's like okay.
Yeah.
If I just wait and maybe let Sivine Soul kill him, like to be honest, like
She's not going anywhere.
yeah,
The way she was
yeah.
fighting.
If that play goes like well for us, I think it could be fine.
Yeah.
But if I die there, it's like it wasn't even worth it because we didn't kill Caitlyn, right? And she didn't
Yeah.
lose any minions. She got to play it anyway. So
We killed the Nivea, and we ended up having to like Sejuani ult the egg. Not sure if it was like actually necessary, but that's what happened. And it just
Yeah.
felt
no,
like
I should probably like make her flash the wall and then Sedge ult over the wall
Yeah,
to like finish him off. or
something like that.
Yeah.
and then they 4-man us with Ryze ult.
Mhm.
That was pretty bad. Like that's setting behind a lot.
Yeah.
Normally this kind of matchup, like you're losing early game, but we're doing like okay, but I'm like 7 CS, which is decent.
Mhm.
And then you can farm it all 6. But then we got misplayed and we outplayed kind of in the joining gank, and then we got 4-man duo right after.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah, so we like got our spike, Triforce and Mandate, but at that point we were already so behind that it wasn't winning that hard.
I was gonna ask you about the Nivea's like build order or the skill order because we've been scrimming and like seeing people play it. I mean, it's being played globally. Everyone's playing Nivea support. You know, the Overlords started playing it, so now everyone's on the
Yeah.
Nivea support train. But normally Niveas are like maxing wall. I think we saw in the DSG game earlier that Lions was actually putting some points into
I
E.
think he was full maxing E.
Yeah.
Or I saw 4, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he was like full maxing E, and I was wondering if that like made the lane actually like harder than it normally
And I was
is.
surprised when Anivia actually killed Zven. I think he had probably
he
3
was
points
kinda-
E at
yeah,
that
He was
point.
kind of
3
slow
points
killing me, but I still think 2 or 3 points is the best, and then max wall.
Mhm.
I think I just traded a little bit too hard.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is what it is. I mean, we made a good comeback play. We went top.
I feel like when we went mid, we had like our items. We were pressuring them
Mhm.
off like the mid lane, and we had control of the area.
Yeah.
And like if I hadn't been down that much gold, I don't know how much gold I was down.
It would
Then
be like
the game would be much easier.
it would be like killable and
the
stuff.
timing where I have Triforce and she has the Hex optics or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
She's not really a champion, Kaylin.
Mhm.
That timing has to be like, really good for us, but they were always like okay in the
Yeah,
game.
Stormrazor that game, no?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think Start is pretty bad because you can't kill tanks with it.
He was moving. He was gliding a bit later on.
Yeah, I mean, Fleet and Stormrazor is good for like late game when
Mhm.
you like can bunch of people with 4 items, but I think in that timing it's not very strong.
It was
You
like,
can't do damage to just Johnny.
It looked like their champs were just kind of like useless into you guys on mid waves.
Yeah.
Like every time you would just get free chances to hit them, and if you hit like one rocket, it was like
I mean, I think Anivia
Yeah.
is like kind of hard because
yeah.
it's like a mind game with the Q where
Mhm.
if she's like stepping forward to try and get a stun in or something, Corki
Mhm.
can either
yeah.
dash back or in, and you have to like
hit him first and then dash out.
Yeah.
He won't
Yeah.
doesn't damage me at that point, right?
Mhm.
I feel like when Naka went mid with Triforce and Mandate and they had like shit items, we should have been able to get more in the
Mhm.
game. We killed Scott a couple times because he was like inting, but I thought we could get more like done. We could like move first to side lanes. We can,
Yeah.
We should try to rotate, but we tried to go mid too many times. And
Yeah.
Nivea, and she was like
It,
one
it
off.
felt like instead of
ulting,
like
it's,
using your pressure to do other
to
stuff
go side lane, we
Yeah.
went from side lane to mid
to
lane.
mid. Yeah, exactly. That's how it
It should
felt.
be the opposite because
Mhm.
like Cassius should be Rise on side.
And I'm sure that like
And
Anivia is not feeling
Skarner
great
can't
in that
gank
type of game where you're like getting
Cassio.
pushed in mid and then you have to like walk into your own
you
jungle
don't
and
wanna
shit
do
to
that.
like.
Like, we shouldn't be walking to
Exactly.
Anivia, besides me, who's the range champ, right?
Yeah. So then like we were winning the game pretty hard, and then right before Soul, it's Hanbok Skarner. There's nothing you can do, right?
Yeah, I ran it down mid. I want to like hit him, and if he flash E's me, I thought Nami can be kills me on the stun part of this Skarner E, and I can
Mhm.
W out before the ult hits me. But even if that actually happened, I'm not sure if it was that good. Ryze could have ulted on me mid maybe or something.
Yeah,
It
maybe
could have
you
been
just
like
lose flash for nothing.
I might get chunked to like 1 HP or like it would be bad anyways. So
And we already had like complete control. Like they were just gonna
I
get.
think that was
Baron.
kind of a shit play,
Yeah.
even if it would have worked.
Mhm.
It's like overly risky, so that was my bad. I played kind of bad that entire game, to be honest.
Happens.
A
You
little
got us
shame-
more stage time, you know.
a little
Like,
shameful.
I mean, I think if I'm ready for that guy doing that, I think it's obvious he's gonna go for it.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
think there's no way we
when
can.
I'm
ever
hitting
die there.
him, he won't like just keep taking it. But
Yeah.
still, it's like an unnecessary play.
I think I should be like primed in my head, and then if he does it, I just press ult
Yeah.
insta.
If I
Mhm.
say it
It's Mikhail's.
like
then,
preemptively,
there's
like, I hit this guy, and you're like ready for it, it can maybe work, but it's like not.
It's like min maxing
Necessary.
that we don't need at that point, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not necessary to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were gonna have such a hard time like trying to walk in with their champs into like our Baron. I think was gonna be really hard.
This
for them.
corner, I think, wasn't tanky enough to like face check.
Yeah, I
and
mean he went
just start a
the
fight.
he went Heartsteel into Protoplasm Harness, which a lot of people are doing. Maybe I have to like test the build a bit. But like on surface level, it just seems like it would be dumb to me because you're going an item that scales off resist, and then you're going an HP
HP.
item on top. So it just feels like you're going two of the same thing. Where I always feel like it's better to have like
stacking HP doesn't seem bad against champs that don't have max HP damage like Corki and Casio.
yeah. So I mean, I just feel like if you had like a
I feel
little
like
bit
he
of
was
armor
Too
MR, it's
behind,
like,
maybe.
yeah,
It's a
maybe.
bigger problem. Like if he had like the gold difference that Sejuani had, maybe he would be fine.
Yeah. So that game went to shit, and then like after that, it was like compounding mistakes. Then Blabber like went in to try to contest the Baron when we should have just been like, all right, we inted, they get Baron, now we play Soul. But
Yeah.
then Sejuani went in, he died too, and then we tried to like still play.
I mean, I think we could have looked at contesting Baron because the Baron was actually like nuking them. If
Yeah, I
I'm
mean
not
it did look
recalling wrong.
playable, but it just felt like we just didn't have like position, like really. And I think Thanatos like didn't really like want to do it. Like he was kind of
yeah,
like
he
walking
was like
through
clicking,
hell.
but not really.
Yeah, so. I
sending
mean, maybe
it,
we
yeah.
could have contested it, but it just felt like the way we did it, where it's like Sejuani I think he just queued over
Queued-
the wall,
Queued
right?
over the wall, yeah.
He's queued over the wall, and it's like, all right, what's the plan now? I'm in here with
Yeah,
like
yeah.
5 people, and then he just dies, and then we tried to contest like Line Bush when he was dead before Soul.
I mean, I think if we don't against Caitlyn and Anivia,
Yeah,
it's probably just
Yeah.
done anyway.
You'll have 5 traps in the river.
yeah.
But
Maybe we
I
just have to
popped
give
mid
that as
at
well.
this
who
point, he
knows?
just one shot me. He
You just
fire
click on the
cannon me
interview.
for like half my HP, and then
Yeah.
if I don't fight back, he's gonna kill everyone. If I do fight back, he's gonna kill me instead. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's like a really bad snowball effect
That was
off
tough.
of like one bad mid play.
It's okay, we got it out of our system. So, game 3, we had a bit of like an interesting draft, I would say. I don't know if it was actually good, to be honest. I don't know how you guys felt about it. We ended up with like a funky draft with Nico, Sion, Malphite,
I think
Gwen, and
we should be winning harder bot that game, like laning phase. If we knew the jungler was pathing up and not just pathing down, we should make it volatile. We can
Mhm.
dive them if they're low HP. But we didn't get much done from that. And I think in mid game we had some bad movements.
yeah, for sure.
I feel like we weren't really sure what we wanted. Like there was a time where like Sion was mid with full MR against Ambessa, and she was like really fucking him. Like
Yeah, it was
and
messed up.
then we got one round. We got like everything. We got Drake. We got bot solo kill. Or like Gwen solo killed
Yeah,
Ambessa bot.
and Harold.
And we went back to Herald, and then it's like, okay, nice, now it's GG.
Mhm.
But then we immediately made like a bad Herald play and lost
Yeah.
all our motion.
Blabber,
Calling it a bad hell play is like generous, kind of.
yeah.
I mean, Blabber was kind of smurfing the whole day, so
He was smurfing, but that play was like there was a coach reaction from Nick and I during that. I'll say that. Like,
Is
when
it
we-
PG-13?
No, I mean our coach reaction was just like I was as far back in a chair as humanly possible. I was almost horizontal in the chair, like I was like parallel with the floor
Nice.
after I saw this. So I was flattened out by that one. I mean, it was really good. I'm sure for fans, comic relief in the middle of the game. Like that shit must have been funny. If you're not like,
it helped me feel a bit better because I was playing pretty bad up until that point, and I was like, wow, Blabber is like, whatever I did is nothing in comparison to what just
Yeah.
happened. This Rift
you
Herald.
like flash Q miss or something, like it's fine.
Yeah.
But this guy just
So
did
like,
this.
yes, it's chill now. Like I it took pressure off my shoulders. It was
man.
chill.
I mean, I lost game 2 like kind of solo, so I didn't feel good about it. Still, but it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I still wasn't
It's
back
like-
mentally, but
It's like funny now, you know.
yeah,
But
now
it-
it's funny if we won. Yeah.
yeah.
But
But if we lost, yeah, it would be like, wow, it's over for us. You know, that'd be the end of the C9 Kia
As
forecast.
you know it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that game I had like a 1K goal lead. After the fight, we took 44. I mean 45 when I was TP'd, and I thought we could play more with me in that game, but we were kind of just like. After the Herald play, we had no idea what to do. We were just like, fuck
Yeah,
it.
we're
Let's,
so
let,
dizzy.
let, us just go team fight. Let's just go fight the dragons. Like,
I mean, it is weird because normally it's like, I feel like when you do lane setups, it's very obvious where people should go. But then we have like Sion and Gwen, and neither of them like really wanted to be mid at that point. So it just felt like weird,
Yeah.
I think, in the game.
we haven't played that comp a lot, so we were not talking enough about like lane assignments and who wants to match who.
Yeah.
But Thanatos was buying armor boots against Ambessa, and
Mhm.
Mia was buying the MR Sunfire item,
Hollow Radiance.
Hollow
Yeah.
Radiance against Annie.
Mhm.
So obviously we want to match, and they want to mismatch.
Yep.
And we didn't talk enough about this in the game, but they obviously did, right?
Yeah.
So we had like trouble playing a normal game because we were like always running around trying to fix our lanes.
Mhm.
And then we made like this this Herald play to like make them all come mid, and then yeah, it was the funny game.
Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting game. I mean, also like even in the Herald situation, it's like we were just Malphite and Sion trying to 2v2 like by Annie. It ended up working, but it just looks like super troll.
It looks
Like
troll a bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
it looks really crazy when you're watching it. It's like
Like, we're
you're
like
try-
committing both ults to try and kill this guy, but I think there's not a single person in the game who knows if this Vi is dying, because like no one actually
Yeah.
knows how much damage Malphite and Stout are about to do.
Yeah.
And we're committing both ults, and if this guy survives on like any kind of HP, it's really shit what we're
Yeah.
doing.
I don't
It
think I've
turned out
ever
okay.
like seen Malphite ult to try to like set up Sion Q. Like that was something where I'm like, oh, this is a new combination, you know, like we're really
Good jungle
Deep-
combination.
deep in the tool bag here. So yeah, it was interesting. I still don't even know if the draft is good. Like I'm not sure we would do it like that again, but we
I
have
think
to
if
like,
we
watch
played
it
our
again.
lanes a little bit better and we played better when we had like the lead. We had like a 3K lead almost after the
Yeah, you were
Drake
really far
Herald situation. I think from that alone we can just win.
Mhm.
I don't think they can do much about it if we play
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, I don't know if mid was supposed to go the way it went, but early game it looked kind of like the first couple waves looked like Annie was really burning my Sion.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like what we always say is it's pretty hard first few levels when you're playing Sion mid. But then when you come back and you buy
Couple
like
items.
null magic mantle and like a ruby crystal or maybe a second null magic mantle, the Annie's like, wow, I just do 0 damage to you, and
Yeah, you
you
just
know you
ignore
have
her
like
now.
1200
you,
health or
You
something.
ignore me, yeah.
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 And then you just can push every wave because Sion's just like broken like that, you know. So
Yeah, he has wave clear.
yeah, he's wave clear. He just puts a Q on the wave, and it's like, what can you do? You know, like, there's actually just no counterplay to it. So
Mhm.
it's definitely a funny champ. We've definitely never played Sion with Malphite jungle before.
No, that was we winged it a little bit there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we winged it.
Nick Smith.
Nick Smith. Blubber asking me on stage, Dom, what runes do I go? It's over. Like, I was like, we lost. Like,
It's better he asked than he took something troll. No, I was
Yeah.
happy he said it.
yeah. I couldn't remember the name of like the adaptive force runes. So I was like, this one, bro. Because he's like trying to take like double HP scaling, which is like what you do on some tank junglers, right?
Yeah.
Like you do that on tank junglers that have HP scaling. Like for example, on Skarner, you take HP scaling because
Yeah.
the adaptive force is useless. But it was just funny. It was less funny in the moment, you know, like, but more funny now. So one of the topics that has been following the team in like previous podcasts and a couple interviews is like been our scrims. This was actually, I'd say, a better week of scrims for us. Like I did feel like we were improving this week, but I don't know if what we improved on necessarily like showed
Sure, on
itself
stage.
in these games, right? Like
Yeah, perhaps not.
yeah, it was different types of things that we've been trying out. How did you guys feel about like the last week of practice? Because this is the hot topic now. I know Spawn is like mentioning it, and a lot of people were predicting that we would lose to Lion last week because they look better than us in scrims and
What
stuff.
did he say?
I think he just said that like Lion and TL are just the two best teams. It's like
He
evident
said
from-
also that we elevate our game on stage.
Yeah.
A lot more than people would
Yeah, and they
realize.
They
Mhm.
do the opposite, I guess.
yeah,
Yeah, they. What's the antonym of elevate?
they I don't know.
Regress. They're
Yeah, they
not
regress.
regress.
So they
yeah. They do that on stage, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's fair enough, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I
What-
do think that our team is
I don't think the Lions are a very good scrim team either.
mhm.
They play
Definitely
very-
not this week.
Yeah, I mean they
No,
play
no.
very aggressive, and then when they lose, they just want to FF
Yeah.
fast. so they don't win a lot of scrims, I guess, with that playstyle. But they're really good on stage. And they also won split 1, so obviously they should always be considered the best team, right? Until they lose.
Yeah, we don't talk about that here.
Yeah. And TL is good in scrims, so they'll always consider highly. But until they actually win, people will not think they're good, right?
I mean, I feel like TL, when I watch them play, they have this problem where I feel like maybe they win so much they don't even know like what's actually good for them.
Yeah.
Because when I see them play on stage, I'm like,
like
you guys know who you are?
they play really well so far, though.
Yeah.
Morgan was like smurfing yesterday against SR, and Jose Yoda's been playing really well last 4 games.
Yeah, I mean, they were playing well, but they also like almost completely threw the game for Shopify, in my opinion. Like they
they were in a position where they could lose.
Yeah, they lost control of the game is how I felt. And then last week
they threw at Herald.
They dropped the game to Fly, and even looking back at their game 1, they're doing some crazy fights where you just end up in spots in the map where you know something went wrong. Like if you're ending up in a 5v5 full engaged fight and you're not really diving their tier 2, you're just like behind in that little corridor next to their tier 2. You're like, this is probably not the angle that we want to be in. You know, like you just end up. How do we end up here in a fight? And like, there's definitely a couple margins where if something went slightly different.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like a byproduct of like winning or like playing the way that they play, that they often get really far ahead, but also make throws. Like last split as well was the same thing. They would often have like huge leads and throw them.
Yeah.
That's how they lost to Sentinels, from what I remember.
That's how they lost to Lion as well, to be honest. Like it wasn't really throws, but they were just winning, and then they just have one bad play and they just lose the whole game. So
like this is like a win harder, also more risky, you know, when they're ahead. But I think it's fair enough to say that TL is like considered a top 2 team, even if they haven't actually, you know, earned it yet. They haven't like beaten anyone that matters yet. Yeah. But I think people just like to underrate Sentinels, even though they were 3rd place last split, you know?
Yeah.
It's fair enough.
It's like when you play against Sentinels, they're not like scary the way some teams are, but they are decently like aggressive, and they're pretty good at calling you out on your bullshit, I would say. Like they're pretty good at, this team is making this illegal map play. They're DPs. They do a lot of like roaming to fights.
Yeah,
I feel
I
like
think they're solid. I mean, I thought like last split and America's Cup be kind of random. I felt like we 2-0 them in playoffs. I felt like really good against them, but then today I played kind of shit, so not sure if they played well today or if I just played bad. I feel like if I was playing well today, we would just run them. But like in playoffs last split, we 3-0 them, and I felt like we were like owning them every lane. Like I felt like trash against Lucianami. We were winning. We played Lulu. I was like 10-0 that game, full beast mode.
Stomping them that game.
It felt like we were just like running them that last split. But then this time around, they were coming kind of well, both in lane and like mid game. They were playing solid, I think. Yeah. Not sure.
Yeah, they seem decent.
Yeah.
The big thing that I've noticed about TL different from their laning on stage is their bot lane just looks like honestly bad on stage, I would say most of the time. Like maybe not bad, but they just like
they played well this weekend.
They just have some egregious errors, I would say. Fly. That was like when they had that
Yunara game,
Lulu.
That's just the nature of like TL and Fly's ball lanes. They play like really aggressive, and sometimes that just means you go 0-10.
Yeah, maybe. I normally don't see people go 0-10 that way on stage. You know, like even like the way he was trying to debate for the gank. I'm like, Yunara, everyone watches it. Yunara has Q, really strong, starts trading. The Q falls off, you walk back, but he just had his Q fall off and he just stayed there, like hitting him with like the little pellets or whatever. It just looks so troll. I'm like, okay, I guess.
I still think TL's bot duo is really good in lane, especially like in scrims.
Yeah.
They would like also take like, you know, full lane runes and like play the way other teams wouldn't think it's worth it. I mean, like Scorch on Saya or like Rakam will go like electrocute or like 3 points in Q, Dark Seal, you know, like these kind of trade-offs that teams don't think is worth it, but they do it and they win lane because of it. So I think they're good practice in that regard. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. They do play a bit worse on stage. I think it's true.
Yeah, I think they play a bit worse on stage, and then I would say that their stage drafts don't align with what I think their biggest strengths are. Like, I mean, I think maybe
they're gonna fix it with this upcoming split because they stopped using draft crank. I don't know how much the fans know about this.
Yeah, no, it's actually funny. We should tell the story.
TL built like a program because
draft tool.
Because of now the fact that blue side doesn't necessarily have first pick, and you can like pick separately. There's a draft tool that they made, and we didn't want to use it because we think that they probably store the data of drafts, but like the other teams were using it even though they weren't scrimming TL, which I don't know why they don't think about the fact that maybe they have a hard drive somewhere anyway, where all the drafts are stored.
I think it's hopeless versus TL anyway. Like, just let them have all the info.
But anyway, in that tool, you can let the clock run and just like take whatever time you need to
Yeah.
pick your champion.
And you can undo picks and stuff. So like if
There's
you
all
pick a
kinds
champion,
of things to help you.
yeah,
And they would use a lot of time, I think, more than anyone else.
it was like a minute and a half per pick at a point.
Okay,
I
that's a
guess.
little bit too much. Like
A
maybe
bit of an
maybe a
exaggeration.
minute, like,
But it would for sure be more often than not the clock is going over 30 seconds
Yeah,
and
it's like
by
they're going
like
into the
double
negatives.
kind of
Yeah.
And obviously on stage you don't have that. You
Mhm.
have to pick a champ when the clock hits 0. Otherwise you'll
Yeah.
I don't know
Or
play
you
that
just,
champion.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think their drafts are fine. I think just like against SR, for example, they got away with it because like their top lane was winning really hard in
Mhm.
both games. Like he was playing Jackson and Bessa, and he was like solo killing the other guy. He was pushing at every level. He was
Mhm.
making Pantheon ult top and not dying, which is like a huge resource, right?
yeah.
Pantheon like flash ult him and nothing would happen, and he's like
Mhm.
walking it off. So like Morgan's definitely like good laners from what I heard.
Yep.
But last playoffs, when was it? He
La-
wasn't playing that well in
Yeah,
playoffs.
Yeah,
from what I
last
remember.
playoffs is when he played against Dokla. Dokla was playing range tops into him, and then he
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
he was doing better than he should in like the first couple rounds of lane, and then he would just have something bad happen,
Yeah.
and then
But this
he felt
this
useless.
split so far, like the two players you wouldn't expect from last split, the top laner and jungler are playing much better and like probably the best players so far.
Mhm.
How's the Yodo and Morgan?
Yeah, I definitely think that's fair. I mean, I think that,
SR series was like top gap. Was the only thing that held them in the game. I felt like
yeah,
at a
it's
certain
true.
point.
So we're gonna talk a little bit about LCK, something we normally don't do, but we're in. Yeah, the Overlords. There's like a little bit of a shakeup right now in LCK because
Genji isn't fisting everyone.
normally when you watch LCK, there's a very clear hierarchy, right? At this point in the season, it's always like, okay, Genji and T1 are probably going to be like pretty good. Maybe T1 regular season will be whatever, but they'll end up good no matter what. And then Hanwha Life will always be in that mix. Then Damwon will be like 4th place. Nongshim will be a little bit like around there. And the bottom teams will just be getting like rolled by everyone. But right now, things are a little bit different. Genji has been on a bit of a slump, I would say, since first
Same
stand.
with BFX. Yeah,
Yeah, BFX has been losing. They actually subbed out your GOAT.
They're 0-3. Yeah,
They subbed out your GOAT.
yeah. Viclamont.
Yeah, Vicla is out of. Or he's not out
Did
of
they
the team.
say anything about why he was benched? 'Cause
He's benched for that series only. I think.
I
is
looked
what
into it
what
and I
heard.
didn't see anything.
Yeah, he's actually your GOAT too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was sad to see that
Yeah.
Daystar playing.
I was
instead of
a heavy
Yeah.
advocate that he was the second best mid in LCK last split.
Yeah, that was.
Or
I did not believe
or third
this.
best.
I did not believe this. I was fighting with Zven every day on this.
Or third best
Yeah, but
in that split. Not
Yeah.
of all time.
I mean, we can make the title that Zven thinks that
Vicla
Vicla is better than Faker.
There you
Perfect.
go. No,
You know how
let's-
how my brain works.
Let's not do that.
Yeah. Let's just get Zven as many death threats
No.
as possible. Like, perfect.
Back to topic at
Yeah.
hand.
So back to the topic at hand. So Genji has been losing some games, pretty surprising. Also, T1 has been doing pretty poorly, I would say. And then KT subbed in effort, and now they're just the GOATs, I guess. They stomped
Yeah.
Bro yesterday.
I did think it was weird how they changed their ball in the first place.
Yeah.
KT to Ghost
Mhm.
of all people. But I was surprised how much better they are with effort.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, they're insane now.
This guy's saying this after he like role swapped to support and like, you know.
But Ghost was like playing in like Brazil or something, right?
No, he was playing in
In
tier
Mexico.
2 LRN. Like
Yeah,
LRN,
yeah,
like
yeah,
the,
that's
you
how it
know.
was, yeah.
Yeah, he
With
was
Summit,
playing.
right? With Summit.
They made like this Korean team. It was like Winsome, Summit,
and- yeah.
Ghost,
and they failed to promote it.
and they failed to promote.
And somehow he
I
got
guess
from there to a top tier LCK team that was in Worlds Finals.
Yeah.
Half a year ago.
True.
I was like, whoa.
Technically, when they signed him, it was like
They had
a
already
week
done-
after,
2
no?
months or
Yeah.
something, yeah.
A week or two
tops,
after.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty crazy though. It's like I guess that's just the pull you have if you're a world champ. It's like I'm a world champ.
He's got motion.
Yeah, you just have insane motion.
Yeah. But anyways, I mean, I think KT are solid right now.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously BDD is still like kind of goated. He's got
Yeah.
a lot of motion. But I think Perfect's been playing really well.
BDD can be like a top
His-
4 mid laner.
His
in
Jace
LCK.
game against T1, like he solo carried that game.
Mhm.
He was like, he got like a solo kill in a 1v2, and the whole game was like completely
Yeah.
over after that.
I mean, the Vayne game, I felt like he carried as well. I mean, Doran just does Doran things, you know? Like, Doran will just kill himself sometimes in lane. You just accept this with the player. But
Yeah.
I felt like Perfect kind of ran him that series.
Yeah, he did. I think he's been playing really well.
Yeah.
They've been playing this just like Rise, Jace comp a lot,
Mhm.
and they're kind of like owning everyone with it.
Yeah. I feel like that's kind of the meta in
It-
LCK. They
It
love
baits
like Rise
teams like
Jace.
DSG into picking it.
Yeah.
They don't
I
have
mean,
the same players, unfortunately. They don't have BDD.
Yeah, they don't have BDD. They have Call Me. It's like similar, I would say, depending on the day.
Depends how much you need to go to the optometrist. That is.
Yeah. True. We're playing them next week, bro. You can't
I
disrespect
kinda
our
like Coleman.
opponents.
He's always in my solo games.
Yeah. Chovy fans,
Yeah.
Hashtag 8488.
He name changed to something
Faker fans.
after Chovy lost.
But then he changed back, didn't
That's
he?
pretty funny.
But then after Faker lost, didn't he change
He has
back?
2 accounts.
Oh, he has
but,
2 accounts?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I saw him on Chovy fans recently.
And I asked him if he was going to name change to BDD fans at some point.
Yeah. He didn't understand you, I'm pretty sure. He didn't respond.
He thinks I'm a freak, probably.
Yeah, he thinks he wouldn't be wrong. Anyway.
But every game I always ping him. It's like, question mark him. It's like,
Yeah.
question mark me back. So we're like bros.
Yeah, we tried to tell him, like, oh, do you know the Call Me Maybe song? But, I mean, LCK has been, like, pretty interesting. Like, also, you have Nongshim that's kind of in the mix, but then they lost some motion.
Yeah,
Like,
their balance really good, I think.
Yeah.
Shame. They're like the inventors of like certain things, like Anivia.
Nivea support.
Like they brought it back.
I mean, that's always been a Lehen's thing, right? Like, he's always loved,
Yeah.
like, he was playing so much Elite support. He always loved playing, like, Singe. Like, if there's anything weird to play support, he will
Yeah.
play it as much as possible
Yeah.
until it's, like, just too bad.
Until it's figured
Yeah,
out.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
even though On played it, I don't think people would play it that much in LCK until he like started like bringing it out every game.
Mhm.
And he was like kind of winning really hard against
Yeah.
the noob teams with it, and they're like, "Damn, this guy's kind of goated."
I mean, it's not like On was playing it as if it was OP, right? Like, he
Yeah,
played
he's
it one time
just running around being funny.
where he played Callista and the enemy team took Renata away,
Yeah,
and then he picked Anivia.
Yeah, it's a very
Which
specific
makes-
situation.
makes some kind of sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
pick up range
You
support.
can probably
no matter-
pick like any mid laner in the game.
Yeah,
in
whereas
that
Anivia
spot.
with Vel'Koz or whatever.
Was
Just
that was
something
like game
that's
4 or 5 or
range.
some shit. Like, that was like
Yeah.
deep
It's
in
kind
the
of deep
series.
into a fearless. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now it's like Lehen's is just like game 1, give me Anivia.
Yeah.
Fine pick.
I do think like Nongshim has a really good ball lane and mid lane.
Mhm.
Like Scout's been playing kind of well.
He's back.
He's like a bit on and off, but he's kind of goated when
Yeah.
he's like on. His series always like goated. So
He was playing well until he played, what was that, the Silas game into BDD.
Yeah.
He kind of ran it a bit later on.
I just hate Scout because he posted a thing about on Instagram like a couple years ago after a game we played against him.
What did he post?
We were playing at Worlds 23, I think it was,
Mhm.
and I had to pause because my keyboard wasn't working.
Oh, I remember
Like
that.
unironically wasn't working.
Yeah.
And then the pause was kind of long, and then after I got my new keyboard on,
Yeah.
Right after the pause, we started Baron, and he got caught,
Yeah.
and we like had a comeback play in the game.
Okay.
We still didn't win, but it was like a huge play. We caught him on the wall. It's like a seer, I think,
Mhm.
and we got Baron. We almost came back in the game. And
Is
after
this
the
like
game,
LNG or something?
Yeah.
yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I think
and
so.
after
You're
the
playing
game,
Alistar or something, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember what he tweeted or I posted on Instagram, but something about like something about the pause.
They can't even win even with this pause or something.
Not
something
not like that, but
I think it was
something
like it was weird that they started Baron right after the pause or something. Like something about the
Yeah.
context
No,
of the pause.
it was just something about like need a longer pause or something, or like
Oh, need-
pause again or something. Like I can't remember what it was.
Yeah. Okay.
Realize that now I'll hit him for life.
Okay. Nice. Sounds really
That's reasonable.
reasonable and just about. You sound like you have a.
Yeah.
It's a very.
Sven doesn't hold grudges.
Yeah.
I mean, I make
That's
up
the
things
thing about him.
to hate people
Yeah.
for.
We were talking about this earlier. I was like,
motivation.
oh, it's the Michael Jordan approach. You make up a fake story
Yeah.
like in your head.
I mean, it's like I'll just hate someone for like any small thing.
Mhm.
Like I hate Griffin because I type GGs instead of GG in scrims, so
Nice.
gives me motivation to beat him.
Perfect. Don't type the S, bro.
Just the
Like,
smallest things.
Whatever works, you know.
Yeah, the smallest things to keep going. You know.
we need more of that. Like for like if we go international, we need to get some information on LPL, LCK
I just
players.
need a reason to hate someone so I can like beat
Perform.
them. You know. I don't actually hate them, but like it's just like
You need to like go to the buffet in the
Mo-
hotel at the same time as the other teams to like try and see what their diets
Yeah.
like. What the fuck you
Just-
put this in his plate?
I need motivation to keep going. You know. That's how.
Perfect. That's a healthy way to do it. That's what I
Thanks.
like. That's
Thank you.
awson. The Michael Jordan of.
I got validation after you said it.
yes.
The GOAT does it too. So
Yeah, exactly. You know, like, he does.
No, I don't think I'm a freak for doing it.
Yeah, and I took that personally. That's the quote.
Yeah, GOAT.
Thank you guys for watching. We are going to be playing against Disguise next week, so hopefully we can get another dub there. And we will see you guys later for the podcast after that game. See ya.